Right, so get ready for any trips this year.
Yeah.
Buckle up, because 2025 is bringing some big changes to international travel.
Absolutely.
And we are diving into all the need-to-know details.
We are.
Before you even think about booking those flights.
Yes.
We're going through all the latest news, government sites, all that official stuff, so you don't have to think of this deep dive as your shortcut to stress-free travel in 2025.
Being informed is the best travel insurance you can have.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
First up, let's unpack something that's been in the works for a while now. But it's finally going into full effect.
Yes.
The Real ID Act here in the U.S., May 7, 2025.
Big day.
That's the drop-dead date, folks.
That's it, yeah. No more procrastinating.
No more procrastinating.
Get it done.
And this is specifically for domestic flights within the U.S.
Within the U.S., that's right.
Hopping between states. You'll need that Real ID compliant driver's license or another TSA-approved ID. Now let's hop across the Atlantic to Europe.
Oh, Europe.
They've got a new system rolling out later this year called ETIAS. ETIAS, or the European Travel Information and Authorization System.
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
Yeah.
And this applies to 30 European nations. We're talking the entire Schengen area.
Yes.
That's a zone of 26 European countries where you can travel freely without border checks.
That's right.
Plus Cyprus. The Schengen area, a traveler's dream.
Yeah.
But what's the deal with this ETIAS thing? Is it like a visa?
Not quite. Think of it more as like a pre-travel check. If you're from a visa-exempt country, meaning you don't normally need a visa to enter Europe,
right,
you'll need to get this authorization before you even think about packing your bags.
So it's an extra step, but at least it's a fairly simple one, right?
It is a simple one. You can apply online or through an app.
Okay.
And most approvals come through within minutes. The UK is jumping on this pre-travel authorization train too, with their own version called ETA.
ETA, yes. The UK's electronic travel authorization kicks in a bit sooner than ETIAS on January 8th, 2025. So this ETA is entirely separate from the ETS system we just discussed.
Two different systems.
Two different systems, two different sets of rules.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a good point to remember. So if we're keeping score, that's the US with Real ID, the EU with ETIAS, and the UK doing its own thing with ETA.
Got it.
Credit. What else is new in the world of travel regulations?
Well, this next one is particularly interesting.
Okay.
Greece is making waves with a brand new tax specifically aimed at combating climate change.
Wait, a climate tax?
A climate tax.
That's a first.
It is.
Tell me more.
It's a pretty innovative approach. Essentially, they're adding a small fee to every overnight stay.
Okay.
And those funds will go towards climate change mitigation efforts.
Okay.
And supporting communities particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change, such as wildfires and rising sea level environment.
So how much are we talking about? What's the damage to my wallet?
It's a tiered system.
Okay.
So you'll pay €2 per day during the off-season, which runs from November to February. And then it bumps up to €8 per day during peak season from April to October.
It'll be fascinating to see how this plays out and if other countries follow suit. It's certainly a bold move from Greece, and it definitely gets people thinking about the environmental cost of travel. What's next on our travel regulation checklist?
Let's talk about something that's always important, but especially crucial with all these new rules. Passport validity.
Oh, yes, the good old passport. Can't travel anywhere without it.
Nope.
But what's the big deal with passport validity? Isn't it just about making sure it's not expired?
Well, it's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
You see, many countries have specific requirements regarding how much validity your passport needs to have remaining upon entry.
Oh, okay.
Some require at least 6 months, others 3 months, and it varies depending on your destination.
Ah, I see. So even if my passport is technically still valid, it might not be valid enough for certain countries.
Precisely.
Check the specific requirements for your destination before you even book your flight.
Absolutely. It's a simple step that can save you a world of headache and potential travel nightmares.